Welcome to our exploration of the beloved Philly cheesesteak, a delicious staple that's packing more than just flavor, it's also loaded with saturated fat. In this video, we'll take a look at the 2024 cheesesteak craze, dissect its ingredients, and uncover the nutritional implications, from calories and sodium to public health concerns. Join us as we navigate the tension between indulging in this classic dish and the growing demand for healthier options. Can we really enjoy the savory goodness of cheesesteaks while keeping our health in check? Let's find out. 1. The cheesesteak craze. A 2024 snapshot. Philly cheesesteaks remain one of America's most iconic comfort foods, with over 92 million sandwiches sold in the U.S. in 2024 according to the National Restaurant Association. The city of Philadelphia alone boasts more than 340 cheesesteak shops, and recent data from Grubhub shows cheesesteaks ranked in the top 5 most ordered sandwiches nationally this year. A 2024 Yelp Trends report noted a 14% increase in Philly cheesesteak searches compared to 2023, reflecting their enduring popularity. The sandwich's appeal lies in its sizzling steak, gooey cheese, and pillowy roll, a combination that keeps both locals and tourists coming back. New regional chains have expanded to cities like Atlanta and Dallas, with Philly style popping up on menus far from Pennsylvania. Even international chains like Subway and Domino's have added new cheesesteak-inspired items in recent months, aiming to capture the craving. The trend shows no signs of cooling off, with summer festival menus in 2025 featuring cheesesteak mashups, like cheesesteak egg rolls and tacos. 2. A deep dive into ingredients. What's inside? A classic Philly cheesesteak is typically stuffed with thinly sliced ribeye beef, melted cheese, usually Cheese Whiz, provolone, or American, and fried onions, all cradled in a long, crusty roll. According to the USDA Food Data's Central 2024 update, a standard cheesesteak, about 9 inches, contains around 14 ounces of ribeye, 2 ounces of cheese, and 1.5 ounces of onions. The bread alone adds about 230 calories, while the beef and cheese contribute the bulk of saturated fat and sodium. Recent tests by nutritionists in February 2025 found that a typical cheesesteak packs over 1,000 calories, with nearly 22 grams of saturated fat and close to 3,000 milligrams of sodium. Add-ons like extra cheese, peppers, or mayonnaise can push these numbers even higher. Some cheesesteaks now feature double meat or triple cheese options, pushing saturated fat content to nearly 35 grams per serving, almost double the daily recommended limit for adults. 3. Saturated fat. The heart of the matter. Saturated fat is one of the most concerning components of cheesesteaks, given its strong link to cardiovascular disease. The American Heart Association's 2024 guidelines recommend no more than 13 grams of saturated fat per day for a 2,000-calorie diet. Yet, recent menu analyses from the Philadelphia Department of Public Health, January 2025, revealed that the average cheesesteak from local shops contains between 18 and 28 grams of saturated fat. The ribeye steak and processed cheeses contribute the lion's share, with Cheese Whiz containing 7 grams per serving and some cuts of steak adding up to 12 grams per sandwich. Health experts warn that consuming just one traditional cheesesteak can exceed daily recommendations by 150% or more. A 2024 study by Temple University's Center for Urban Health found that frequent cheesesteak eaters had 16% higher LDL cholesterol levels compared to non-consumers in Philadelphia, highlighting real-world health implications. 4. Calories and carbs. Not just fat to worry about. Calorie counts for cheesesteaks are strikingly high, with most sandwiches falling between 900 and 1,300 calories, according to CalorieKing's March 2025 data. The bread roll alone provides about 45 grams of carbohydrates, while the steak and cheese add substantial protein and fat. The USDA's 2024 dietary guidelines suggest that most adults require 1,800 to 2,400 calories daily, making a single cheesesteak nearly half of an average person's daily caloric needs. Portion sizes have increased in recent years, with some shops offering jumbo versions that top 1,800 calories and 65 grams of fat. In a 2024 survey by Men's Health, 67% of respondents underestimated the calorie content of their cheesesteak by at least 400 calories. Meanwhile, added condiments like ketchup or mayonnaise can tack on another 100 to 300 calories, often overlooked by diners. These numbers underscore the sandwich's dense energy load, which can contribute to weight gain if consumed regularly. 5. Salt overload. The sodium situation. Salt is another hidden culprit in Philly cheesesteaks. According to the CDC's 2025 update on dietary sodium, the recommended daily intake for adults is less than 2,300 milligrams. But a cheesesteak from a major chain like Geno's or Pat's often contains upwards of 2,700 milligrams per sandwich, as reported in the Philadelphia Inquirer's food analysis from February 2025. The combination of salted beef, processed cheese, and bread creates a sodium bomb, sometimes reaching 3,200 milligrams with added condiments. Excess sodium intake increases the risk of high blood pressure and stroke, a fact emphasized in a 2024 Penn Medicine study that linked frequent cheesesteak consumption to a 21% higher incidence of hypertension in Philadelphia neighborhoods. Industry insiders admit that salt is key to the sandwich's addictive flavor profile, but the health trade-off is significant. Some shops have started offering low-sodium cheese or bread upon request, but these options remain rare. 6. Shifting consumer preferences. The rise of lighter versions. With growing awareness of nutrition, 2024 saw a surge in demand for healthier cheesesteak alternatives. According to DataCentral's 2025 Food Trends Report, nearly 22% of Philadelphia area shops now offer lighter menu options, up from just 10% in 2022. Turkey and chicken cheesesteaks, which use leaner meats, are now common, reducing saturated fat by up to 60%. Vegan cheesesteaks, made with seitan or plant-based steak, have also gained traction, with a 36% sales increase in 2024 at leading spots like Whiz Kid and Hip City Veg. Some shops have introduced whole wheat rolls, low-fat cheese, and extra veggie toppings as standard options. Consumer demand for transparency has led to calorie counts being posted on menus, a trend mandated by city ordinance in January 2025. Despite these changes, classic beef and cheese versions still account for over 75% of total sales, showing that taste remains king for most customers. 7. Real-world impact. Cheesesteaks and public health data. Public health officials in Philadelphia have tracked the impact of cheesesteak-heavy diets on local health outcomes for years. According to a 2024 report from the Philadelphia Department of Public Health, neighborhoods with higher densities of cheesesteak shops reported obesity rates 9% above the city average. A case control study published in the Journal of Urban Nutrition in October 2024 found that adults who eat cheesesteaks more than twice a week have a 27% greater risk of developing type 2 diabetes than those who consume them less frequently. Emergency room data from Temple University Hospital in 2024 noted a 13% increase in acute heart attack admissions following major sports events where cheesesteak consumption spikes. These findings have prompted city leaders to launch targeted nutrition education campaigns in 2025, aiming to reduce saturated fat and sodium intake among residents. Despite warnings, the sandwich's cultural importance makes change challenging. 8. Industry response. How cheesesteak shops are adapting. Philadelphia's cheesesteak industry has not ignored the growing health concerns. In 2024, several major shops, including Jim's South Street and Tony Luke's, introduced heart-healthy cheesesteaks featuring leaner cuts of steak, low-fat cheese, and reduced sodium rolls. According to a January 2025 press release from the Philadelphia Cheesesteak Association, over 40% of member shops now offer at least one better for you sandwich. Some have partnered with local hospitals to develop recipes that meet American Heart Association criteria, with calorie counts below 600 and saturated fat under 8 grams. New menu labeling laws require shops with more than 10 locations to post nutrition facts, making it easier for customers to make informed choices. However, shop owners report that classic versions still outsell the lighter options by a ratio of 3-to-1. Suggesting that most customers view cheesesteaks as an occasional indulgence rather than an everyday meal. 9. Consumer behavior. Why we still crave the classic. Despite the health risks, the allure of the Philly cheesesteak endures. Behavioral psychologists at Drexel University released a study in February 2025 showing that 81% of Philly residents consider cheesesteaks a must-have comfort food, with emotional associations driving repeat purchases. The ritual of choosing a shop, ordering with or without onions, and savoring the first bite is deeply rooted in local culture. Interviews conducted by WHYY in March 2025 revealed that many customers are aware of the health risks but prioritize tradition, nostalgia, and taste. For tourists, eating an authentic cheesesteak is a bucket list experience, often justified as a rare treat. Social media, especially TikTok and Instagram, has fueled the craze, with hashtag Philly Cheesesteak posts soaring by 19% in the first quarter of 2025. This cultural pull makes it unlikely that the classic cheesesteak will lose its place in the city's heart anytime soon. 10. Future outlook. Can flavor and health coexist? The coming year may see even more innovation as shops look to balance flavor with health. Food scientists at the University of Pennsylvania are developing lower-fat, high-flavor cheese alternatives, with a pilot product set to launch in late 2025. The city's Healthy Philly 2025 initiative will offer grants to shops that create menu items meeting strict nutrition standards, aiming to shift consumer habits. Consumer polling by Morning Consult in April 2025 found that 46% of Philadelphians would try a healthier cheesesteak if it tasted the same as the original. Fast casual chains like Honeygrow and Sweet Green are testing Philly cheesesteak-inspired bowls with plant-based steak and whole grains, hoping to appeal to younger diners. Meanwhile, health advocates continue to push for clearer labeling and public education. While the classic cheesesteak's saturated fat content remains a concern, the city's evolving food scene suggests that a more balanced, and still delicious, future is possible for Philly's favorite sandwich.